guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to find the equation of a line, basically parallel to a given line, and it has to pass through a certain point. So, let's look at this line, okay? This line is going to be parallel to a line, the equation of the line that we have to find, right? This here, 3x plus y, is going to be parallel to that line. So let's look at this line, okay? So if it's parallel, if two lines are parallel, right, their slopes have to be equal, okay? Parallel lines have equal slopes. To explain why parallel lines have the same slope, we consider another example, this visual example, right here. So here we have two parallel lines. The green line is parallel to the red line. And when we look at these two parallel lines, we can notice that their steepness is the same. So, steepness, when we think of steepness is kind of like, you think of a hill, right? Here it's very steep, okay? It's very hard to climb up the hill. And here it's less steep because it's very easy to climb up the hill in comparison to this. But here, the steepness, right? They're the same, okay? They're the same. It's about the same difficulty to climb up the hills, and slope denotes steepness, which means that these two lines, since they have the same steepness, they will have the same slope. So in this case, we need to find the slope of this line, right? This line. And to find that slope, we just have to set this line, right, into the form of y equals mx plus b, right? Because the m here will represent the slope. So we want to know the slope of this line because the slope of this line will have to be equal to the slope of the line that we're trying to find, the line in question, right? So that's because they are parallel, okay? It's because parallel lines have equal slopes. So to set this equation in the form y equals mx plus b, we must isolate for y as shown here. So carrying on, what we have to do is we need to isolate for y. So to isolate for y, we must get rid of everything on this side of the y, and what do we have here? We have a 3x, right? This 3x, okay, well, I left a little space here because we're going to have to subtract this 3x, as there is a plus sign from this 3x. There's an imaginary plus sign, right? If there's no plus sign here, it means there is a plus sign. It's invisible, okay? Usually first term is written without the plus sign. So we're going to subtract this 3x on this side, and whatever we do on one side, we must do on the other to balance out the equation. So 3x minus 3x, we cancel that, and it's going to give us y is equal to 2 minus 3x. Now, we want the equation in the form y equals mx plus b, and mx comes first, right? So something times x, our x is here, in fact, in the second term. So why not we rearrange this? And remember, there's invisible plus sign from this 2, right? The first term is usually not written with the plus sign if there is a plus sign. So we are going to recognize that there is a plus sign here. So this 2, if we were to move it to this side, right, it would be written with positive, so it would be plus 2, like that, okay? So we got rid of this. Now, negative 3x, we're going to put right here. Okay, so now we have the form y equals mx plus b, because if you look at it this way, y equals mx plus b, this negative 3 is our m, right, corresponds. This is our x, corresponds, b corresponds with 2. Just like that. So here, in this case, our m, our slope, is negative 3. Now, what do we know about parallel lines? Well, parallel lines, as mentioned before, they have equal slopes. So the slope of that line that we're trying to find, right, that's parallel to this one, right? This line is the same as this line. They're the same line. We just rearranged the format of it. So the slope has to be equal. So that means the slope also has to be equal to negative 3 of the line in question that we're trying to find. So the slope is going to be negative 3. So parallel lines have equal slopes. So that's why the slope of that line that we're trying to find is going to be negative 3 for sure, okay? So now carrying on, our line, right, we'll have the form y equals mx plus b. That's the equation of a line. And we're going to plug in this -3 right here for m. This is the new line, okay? So this is the line we're trying to find. So I'm going to label this as the line we are trying to find, all right here, right? So the slope of that line, m is going to be -3, right? So we plug that in. Now we just are missing some information, and the information we're missing is this b here, right? The x and y, well, usually a line is written with like x and y's, okay? They don't need to be known, okay? But this b right here needs to be known. So we need to know what this b is. And to find that, we must plug in this point. So this point here, we have our x and y coordinates, right? So this here, the 6 is going to represent our x, and this 7 here is going to represent our y. So we need to sub in that point, right? So we need to sub in 6, 7, as shown from here, x and y, right? So when we sub in x and y, well, we know that x is going to be 6 and our y is going to be 7. So we're going to plug in these points, right? So here we have y, so y is going to be 7, so we write in 7, and then this is -3. And then x is 6, so we have to plug in 6. And then that's how we get that, and then we just have b left. So we're essentially trying to solve for b because we have one variable, so hey, we can solve this equation, right? So we're going to solve for b. So here it's 7 is equal to 3 times 6 is going to be 18, and plus the negative, so it's -18, right? Plus b, and then next we are going to have to isolate for b. So here's -18, so the opposite of negative is positive, so we're going to add 18 on both sides of this equation. So the only change we made was this here and this here. So -18 plus 18, cross them off, right? -18 plus 18 is going to give us 0. So now 7 plus 18, that's going to give us 25. Okay, so our b is equal to 25. So b is equal to 25, right? Because we have a b left here, that's how we carry it down. Okay, so now we found our b. Now all we have to do is plug this b back in to our equation, this equation right here, right? We need to plug it back into this one, so we're going to do that. So we have to sub in b equals 25, right? So y equals -3x plus b, right? We're copying this equation, and then b is 25 as we found. So this is going to be our answer for the equation of the line that passes through the point 6, 7 and is parallel to this line right here. Okay, so this is the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And furthermore, I hope to see you next time for another math video. Bye guys!